This one too, what's up? D Prime 215 here. So this past weekend we had DJ Premier versus RZA on Instagram Live versus. The week prior to that we had WrestleMania 36, two totally different events. I'm also a wrestling fan, to those who may or may not know. I say all that to say that I was way more excited for DJ Premier versus RZA. So for this video, I'm going to do my review, let you guys know what I think of the overall verses. And most of all, I'm going to let you guys know who I felt won. I will say this review is a lot different from my wrestling reviews because when it comes to pro wrestling, you know, there's a definitive winner. There's no opinion there. It's not like, if AJ Styles pins John Cena, there's no debating that AJ Styles pinned John Cena. However, with, when it comes to music, it's very subjective. So I'm going to, let you guys know how I came to these conclusions. And nonetheless, man, let's get into it, give you guys the scorecard and all that. So let's go. Peace. So Primo versus RZA. How was versus? Let's get into the battle. So we're going to do round one first. So first things first, the intro I thought was a bit interesting for RZA to open up with Liquid Swords. I felt like that left him wide open. Primo clapped back with A1,000,001 Questions by Jay-Z. I'm like, cool, that goes to Primo. After that, I felt like Bring the Pain just hit hard, right? So RZA, he's in the element now, right? Preem comes back with MOP's Breaking the Rules. Both of these records are totally fine under normal circumstances, but Breaking the Rules coming back to Bring the Pain, I was like, not really. I'm giving that one to RZA. And I think RZA just kind of got in the zone like in that moment, and he won like the next few rounds off rip. So that was crazy. One round that really stood out to me, and one matchup that stood out to me in round one was GZA. RZA produced Cold World for GZA, and that went up against D'Angelo's Devil's Pie, produced by DJ Premier. And incredibly risky, incredibly out of left field. The reason for that is because D'Angelo doesn't rap. D'Angelo is an R&B singer, amazing talent. Both records are super dope. I gave that one a tie actually because I'm like, I can't, I couldn't really put one above the other. But that was very, very crazy. I think Devil's Pie would have made a whole lot more sense if RZA had instead played Cam'e. That would have been super dope there. But nonetheless, I give that particular matchup a tie, but still that was pretty much out of left field. Excuse me. So another match that was a tie in round one. I couldn't put one over the other. That was, what do we have? Ice Cream by Raekwon versus Unbelievable by Biggie. I can't put one above the other. What do you want me to do? I just couldn't do it, right? Here are two things that happened in round one that stood out to me. One was Brooklyn Zoo, ODB Brooklyn Zoo versus Jay with the Damage to Come Clean. I gave that one to Primo automatically. Why? Because RZA did not produce Brooklyn Zoo. So to me, that's just a DQ for that particular matchup. Gave that one to Primo automatically. I believe True Master produced Brooklyn Zoo, so that one has to go to Primo automatically, right? Another thing that was in round one, and more so throughout the entire verses, I'm on Instagram Live as the whole thing is happening, so I'm on there commenting, engaging with people and everything, right? One thing that stood out to me, I noticed a lot of people kept requesting for Primo to play Ante Up. Primo didn't produce Ante Up. I don't know exactly why people thought he did. I know like Primo, like he's done a lot of work with MOP, and Ante Up is arguably MOP's biggest record as far as like, commercial sales and whatnot. It's been in a lot of videos, a lot of movies rather. So I understand like the association Primo and MOP, that could potentially confuse some people, but Primo did not produce Ante Up. DR Period produced Ante Up. Kind of a side note, I was one of the younger ones in the IG Live, and I knew Primo didn't produce Ante Up. So all due respect, everyone, please do your Googles. But nonetheless, man, so round one, I'm giving that to RZA. My final score from round one, they played 20 because that was what it was supposed to be before they decided to do overtime. But round one, I gave that to RZA with 9, and I gave 8 to Primo, and there were 3 ties. So, nonetheless, that's just how I feel about the the round overall. What did you guys think about round one? Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's go on to round two. After round one, we had an overtime that was kind of impromptu and on the spot. That being said, I thought it was pretty dope. I felt like Primo actually delivered more in round two in regards to like two reasons. One, I feel like he won the overtime round. And two, he gave the records that a lot of people were asking for. A lot of people kept saying, so ghetto, so ghetto, so ghetto. He finally played So Ghetto. He played that against Wu-Tang Clan, It's Yours. So Ghetto wins. He also finally pulled out Mass Appeal. That was against Cash Rules Everything Around Me. I actually gave that one a tie. I went back and forth on this. At first I was like Cream wins. Then the next day I was like Mass Appeal. Then the day after I'm like, I keep going back and forth. I'll just give that one a tie. What's another one that really stood out to me in that one? Triumph versus Nas's Represent. I had to go with the Wu on that. It's hard for me to put, like, I couldn't put Represent above Triumph. It was hard for me to really tie it. I just feel like Triumph to me, again, like in my prediction video, you know, I'm an artist as well. I said Triumph, Inspector Deck's verse made me write my first rhyme. So again, this is very sentimental. It's highly subjective. There's a lot of bias in here. It's not like pro wrestling with clear victors, right? You know, pro wrestling, someone pins someone or makes them submit, that's the victor. There's no debating, none of that, right? But when it comes to music, these results, these reviews are so subjective because, you know, it's all about the experiences that you remember with each record, where you were when you heard it, all those sorts of things, right? So nonetheless, for the overtime round, I gave that to Preem. So RZA had 2, Preem had 3. There were also 3 ties in that round. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with. I gave that a tie against Crooklyn Dodgers. I can't put one above the other. So that's that. All in all, not counting the third round, arguably, if we can consider that a round where RZA and Primo started playing unreleased records. If we count that, because we don't know what the records are really, I might consider the whole verses to be a tie. But not counting the unreleased songs, I'm giving it to RZA. Final score being 12 for RZA, 10 for DJ Premier, and 5 ties. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know some of your favorite records by DJ Premier and RZA. And let me know the records you wish that they played. Like, I wish RZA, I wish he played Glaciers of Ice. I wish he played Can-A. You know, I wish he played Daytona 500. You know, there's so many. Like, I wish Preem played Militia Part 3. I wish he played Who Got Guns. I wish he played Dirty. I wish he played something off of Prime 1 or Prime 2. There's so many records. Royalty, man. Like, why not Royalty? Like, Royalty could have went in place of, you know, just to get a rep or something. But like, there were so many records, man. I'm just looking forward to seeing if they do another versus with either one of these two guys. Once again, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to me at DPrime215. Until next time, peace.